Coach, I'll hit you with maybe a question that's impossible to answer because I don't think you've ever gone through this, 2 games in 26 days. What would be a key that you want to see from your hockey club right off the get-go?
I think just the first 6 minutes, short shifts, and build on that first period. Have some, bang into some people, have some legs, take care of the puck. Don't shoot ourselves in the foot. And I think, in Toronto we shot ourselves in the foot after that long layoff, and then we just didn't have much jam. So, just don't lose the game for ourselves, and come out and get our legs under us and build a little bit of confidence. Love to score first, and get that jam back.
Based on what you've seen in practice over the last couple of weeks, and you've had an awful lot of that, do you anticipate that to happen?
Yeah, we've had some practices I wish were games because our legs were so good, and then there's other ones that just there's been so much practicing. It's tough to judge. Never in the NHL would you have this situation where you practice 15 practices in a row with a few days off. So it's tough to tell. You got to play games. You got to play games to be able to critique certain situations, motivate people, change lines, all these things that go into hockey. Who's playing good gets rewarded. All those things, you have to play games. Our guys practice hard every day, so it's tough to judge there. You have to play.
What can you tell us about your lineup tonight, Coach?
It's unfortunate Timmy can't play. We're hoping he gets a negative and come back Saturday. Scott Sabrin will go in. Gadet still under the weather. Going to skate today for the first time. And I think, I talked to Troy Mann, and Savvy had 8 points, I think, in 13 games down there, and was one of their best players. And I think he deserves a game.
If somebody is most excited to play more than any of the other players, it might be Josh Brown. Hasn't played since November 22nd, I think. Looks like he's going to get in tonight.
Yeah, he's going to get in. We've for the first time, looks like we're getting a little bit healthy on the back end. When we get Zaitsev back, it looks like we'll be healthy. But he has to provide us a presence. And prior to him, getting hurt, I thought it was one of his best games in Boston. Way back when he was physical, he had big hits, he was emotional, and then he got COVID, and it just and then his first game back he got hurt and he's been out. So he needs to play like that. He needs to be mean. He needs to create room for himself. He needs to box out and be hard to play against. That's a good Josh Brown for us in the NHL.
DJ, a little further to that, based on practice time yesterday, Patrick Granstrom. What do you like about those two playing together?
Well, I just, you're trying to kind of even them out. JBD with Shabby finished well in Philly, and he's a guy that can kind of mentor a young guy. I think Holdy and Zub have arguably, been our best pair as a group over the stretch of December, where we're over 500. So, Branny hasn't played a lot either. I mean, unfortunately, he got hurt and he hasn't played a lot of games. So we'll start him with Brownie, but we're going to try and put him in a few more offensive situations. He's on the power play. I talked to Jack about giving some more offensive starts, maybe even, some on the with Zuby on the offensive blue line and on the right side with Shabby. And, he's looked well in practice. He looked really good on the power play. He looks as confident as he's been since he's been here. And I talked about it today with, I was on TSN 1200, and I talked about, Drake Batherson took 2.5 years in the minors to really get a grip on the NHL and really start to make a mark. And I think Brandy looks like he's ready to take that step.
Gord mentioned obviously only 2 games in 25 days, whatever it is. Is there like a sense of, is it excitement? Is there some anxiousness, some nerves in the room? Obviously getting back to hopefully now, the full-on schedule.
I think, especially the guys that have been in the NHL for a long time, there's something to the schedule. There's something to playing, the intensity, the emotion of battling and period by period, comebacks, all these things. And I think, you've got to play games to get that. You can try your best to mimic it in practice. You just can't. So I would say our guys are excited. I mean, they want to be judged, and they want to go out there and play and continue to get better. I mean, I think someone showed me yesterday we're the second youngest team in the league, the team that's playing right now. So the young guys aren't used to sitting around, and they want to continue to get better. And the only way for us to get better is to play.